No, I won't do on Branch and Johnny style. People think it's very disrespectful when I do that.
Oh.
Like last time. Why'd you make fun of Branch and Johnny? So I won't do that again.
Well, it's funny you
mention that.
Yes. I've got a question.
About Branch and Johnny?
Yep. Oh, this is from that longboard guy on YouTube. Hey Sam, could you ask Lee how bodybuilders like Branch Warren are able to continue lifting for so many years with back snapping form? I'm going to assume Branch has joints similar to that of a retired bricklayer.
Well, probably will. The thing is though, if you watch them in the beginning, you say years and years of lifting that way, they probably didn't. It's like Ronnie and them. In the beginning, they trained good, and then probably over the last few years, whether it be just for the videos and stuff, they get into that form where they're jerking a lot. And really, if you start your training that way, you won't last long because your joints will mess up. And in the beginning, they probably start off like everybody else, doing good form. And then they get into this so-called hardcore stuff where they want to just go heavy, and then they start doing all the weird movements, throwing the weights around. So look at Branch now, he's had a few injuries, Ronnie got a few. So you can't keep up that type of form after a while because, well, you won't call it form, but that type of sloppiness. But, you know, sometimes it's going to work for people, but in the long run, you know, after years and years, it's not going to be good. So I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe the one-off here and there if you wanted to do it, but I wouldn't recommend it even doing it for that because you're not really using the muscle, you're just using momentum and, you know, just using the body to contort around and move the weight, which isn't good. So you wouldn't find anyone who started off training that way who would be training 20 years later using that type of form, or 10 years later. So you can get away with it for a while, but then it'll catch up with you eventually. So I think it has with Branch because he's still got a lot of mass, but it's not looking good lately. So.
And do you think that sort of training is a bad look for bodybuilding as far as...
It's a bad example because most young kids I know who say like a young kid's just getting into the sport now. When I got there, you saw Lee Haney, Rich Gaspari train, perfect form, all that sort of thing. But now when you see young kids go get a video out now, it's a Branch one, and Johnny Jackson, like, well, these are pros, look how they train. So we've got to train now. I've had it before, you can tell young kids doing it wrong. This is how Branch does it, this is how Ronnie does it. I was like, well, that's not how they did it in the beginning, but now when a young kid does get a DVD and that's what they see, they emulate it. So it really is bad for the young kids who see that because now they're just going to copy it. So, which is bad because I see so many young kids now doing those bad movements who, like I said, aren't really going to go anywhere apart from hurting their joints in the long run, which is a sad thing to see, but you can't tell them.
And what about for the reputation of bodybuilders in gyms? I don't think that's a good look.
It's not, because I said the young kids you see doing it, they're doing the same. They're throwing all this weight on, doing bad movements, they're dropping the weights, yelling and screaming, and you know, most gyms these days don't make money from bodybuilders, and that type of behaviour scares off the average people who the gym makes money from, so we get the bad name. But most young kids I see who do that, they load the machines up, leave them loaded up, then they yell and scream, crash and bang it while they're doing their reps and stuff, and gyms don't like that, so we get the bad name. So if you're a bodybuilder, you walk into a gym, serious bodybuilders don't normally do that at all. Like I said, there's always the wannabe ones who think they're big and watch those type of movies are the ones that give everyone else the bad name. So, and it only takes a couple, and once you're labelled with that brush, you walk into a gym, people look at you like, oh, you're one of them. So we all get it now, but just because of stuff like that. You won't see that on any of the Lee Priest training videos. Maybe I should just start dropping the weights here at the warehouse.
Yeah.
About all the other factories complaining of the noise. Especially your legs the other day, it wasn't as good as the leg workout we had here. Was it? lifting legs at the gym, and as soon as I do extensions, I'm like, this sucks. Should have went down to Sam's warehouse. Yeah, didn't get the same pump on the extensions, or did Smith machine squats on their machines, you know, the ones on like that. Wasn't too bad, but it wasn't the same as that one, so like to come down here just for legs.
So you're saying the barbarian gears goes all right?
Very good. And all the time I'm sitting home thinking, where can we put a shed? Where can we put a shed? And we'll have to go to the gym again, which would be good. That was a good leg workout here down there today.